I'm Charles Lowther, and welcome to Askham Hall and the next instalment of our seasonal films. Each month we're exploring elements of this wonderful living estate 1,000 years in the making. Our people, our landscape, our farms and our wild spaces, and how these elements influence the food, the wine and the welcome here at the Askham Collection.
My name's Diane and I look after the kitchen gardens here at Askham. I've been here for 7 years now. It's been quite a journey. So my passion for gardening probably stems from when I was a small child. I used to go with my father to the allotment and to my grandmother and grandfather's garden. I've had several careers actually. Leaving school at 16, I went to work for the NHS in the laboratories as a haematologist. So then I went to Charlotte Mason College in Ambleside, did 4 years. Then I went to London to work as a teacher. Subsequently moved to Cumbria, and that's when I was able to take on more garden and grow with passion really, vegetables just for the house. Then reached a point where I thought, I think I would like to do some studying. So I went to Newton-Rigg and then I started gardening for other people. And then I was asked to go back to Newton-Rigg and actually lecture and teach. And that actually involved a kitchen garden at Newton-Rigg, which was perfect because when this job came up, I felt like I was ready. It was almost like this job was made for me. I just, it was an exciting time. There was already a vegetable garden here, a kitchen garden, and clearly there was a need to expand the gardens in order to produce the food which goes into the restaurants. We now have 3 restaurants, of course. I guess the gardens are now about 3 acres that we cultivate now. When I first came, there was just the 1 polytunnel, 1 greenhouse. Since then, we've now added a 2nd greenhouse and a 2nd polytunnel, which we're in at the minute. We've also put in lockdown a field which we've turned into a very highly productive allotment style garden. So I work with a small team. I've got Joe and Sally. Joe works 4 days, Sally 2, and I'm full-time. I work very closely with the chefs. It's really a team thing. So sometimes the chefs will say to me, can you try this kale or that herb? Hotbeds are built each year from fresh horse manure, which we actually acquire from Nordview. They bring us down trailer loads of it, and it takes several of us barrowing for 3 or 4 days to fill up these hotbeds, which stand about 3 foot tall. And that natural phenomenon of bacteria working just generates a heat up to 60, 70 degrees in the first instance. It's quite astounding. And so we've got this heat rising from a hotbed, and we capture that with a frame on top, a growing medium of compost, again our own, and a lid, a transparent lid on top of that, so that the young seedlings or seeds have got constant 24-hour heat coming through. We build them in January, and we're still getting heat in April. In terms of the hungry gap, it actually means that we can be harvesting radish and oriental salads and turnips almost up to 6 weeks earlier. In fact, beetroot, carrots, all of them up to 6 weeks earlier than we would if we were sowing or planting outside. So the routine starts with feeding the ducks, and then usually we'll look at the harvest, the first harvest that Richard's put out for us, and then on 2 other days we actually harvest twice for the Georgian dragon and also for the queens. So it can take us in the summer half a day just to harvest. It's a big job. We take a lot of pride in our harvest. We always try and present the produce to the very best that we can. We wash everything because that's the culmination of a lot of work, from a little seed sown, watching it grow to seedling, potting it on, planting it out, and then harvesting it. It's a joy. It's the best bit, really, the harvest. It's not really work, it's what I do. I never look on it as a job, really. Every morning get up, every day's different. When I first came, Charles and his late mother interviewed me, and I always remember her saying, of course, Diane won't need to do any of the heavy work, will she? She won't be digging and doing it all. She was on my side from the start, which was quite nice.
Right, so today we're going to do our seasonal salad. It's June now, so there's plenty of produce in the garden. We've got lots of lily, broad beans, got turnips, carrots, fennel, beetroot. We're going to serve it with a little truffled sheep's curd. We're just going to dress it quite rustically, make it look really lively and vibrant. Some of the radishes, fresh radishes. With a truffle curd on that. Some beetroot. A bit of pickled celeriac. Just finish with some lovely little flowers. That is pretty much it. So this is our seasonal salad. We serve it with truffled sheep's curd, and so it's got cooked, pickled and raw vegetables, all from which are around at the moment, and it's just a nice texture, just really fresh.